TV3 celebrates 35 years in Arizona.
What did you expect to find when you got down here?
A bunch of people speaking French and Italian. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened.
Well, we found some French men who work for the French Air Force, or maybe a French airline.
What do you think of Phoenix?
The Phoenix?
This town, this city, what do you think of it?
Oh, it's very new for, it's quite a pleasant place. So we are going to visit Phoenix this afternoon.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Earlier today, you couldn't have heard the band over the searing whine of the Formula One cars. Today was the free day where anybody could come and watch, and it was also a day for the photographers to practice catching the cars and the famous, like Paul Newman. And finally, a perspective on just how fast these cars are, using ultra slow motion. Yeah, that's a Formula One car, and that is Formula One racing.
I know it didn't look like that, but that's how fast they are. I was playing around with the video deck, and I saw that, and I figured I'd let you guys see just how fast these things are. Everything continues, of course, tomorrow, and there are still some parties going on. The thing at Patriots Park is over, but it certainly has transformed Phoenix into something, at least downtown Phoenix, into something completely different from what it normally would be on a Friday night.
Right. It's nice to see some activity in downtown Phoenix after 8 p.m.
Yeah, a lot of people mentioned that it kind of gives an idea of what it might be like once some new things get started down here.
All right. Thank you, Jay. If you didn't have a chance to get to the races today, don't despair. There are more events going on throughout the weekend, and here's a sample of what's happening tomorrow. The races will open at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and then there is a parade shortly after that. The rest of the day has more qualifying races, and you can wrap up your day with the Trans Am race. And now on to the other news of the night. The head of the Federal Aviation Administration has revoked the licenses of 3 Northwest Airlines cockpit crew members. The trio is accused of flying under the influence of alcohol. They were arrested when their Boeing 727 arrived in Minneapolis from Fargo, North Dakota yesterday. They have the right to appeal within 10 days. Now, the airline says it is still conducting its own probe, and the penalties could include firing. A language barrier may have caused 2 small planes to collide in midair, killing all occupants. 3 people were killed when the aircraft came plummeting into the Miramar, Florida neighborhood you see here late this afternoon. No one on the ground was hurt. Witnesses say one of the planes was trailing an advertising banner which may have gotten stuck in the engine of the other jet. It's being reported that one of the pilots only spoke Japanese and couldn't understand the transmissions. The FAA is investigating. Some scary moments today for 26 people on board an Air Force cargo jet. The C-141 made an emergency landing after losing use of its wheels during takeoff. The plane touched down on its left landing gear with nothing more than a few sparks coming from the right-hand side of the aircraft. The aircraft was transporting military personnel stationed in Panama back to their bases. No one was hurt. A hydraulic failure forced the Delta 727 to make an emergency landing this afternoon at Sky Harbor Airport. The plane was just a half hour out of Phoenix, bound for Cincinnati, when it had to turn around and come back. The plane made a safe landing, and no one was injured. Delta says the problem is fixed and that the plane is currently back in the air, bound for Cincinnati. A huge family reunion is taking place tonight at Sky Harbor Airport, but this one is really unusual. 12 brothers and sisters separated as children because they were adopted out to different families are slowly finding each other again. Kater Lee has gone out to the airport, and she tells us more about what is obviously a very emotional evening.
They came in from California, New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona. And although they haven't seen each other in a long, long time, there is a bond here that only brothers and sisters can describe.
That's all you can say. It's just wonderful. There's no awkwardness at all. You know, none at all.
Nervous, exciting, and I don't know. I knew it.
John and Mary Bourne had 12 children, but in 1963, John died of a heart attack, and Mary had to give the kids up for adoption.
Wondering where they are for so long, how they are, who they are, and finally meeting them, but not ever having grown up together.
The feelings are bittersweet, sadness that there wasn't more time together growing up, but joy that now they can finally get to know each other as a family.
And the Bourne family is planning a full-fledged reunion sometime in September. A New York woman is suing a sperm bank and a fertility clinic for having a baby that isn't biologically hers and her husband's. She knows that because the parents are white and their little girl is black. The couple, whose name has not been released, went to this Manhattan sperm bank in 1985 after the husband was diagnosed with terminal cancer and couldn't have children. He donated his sperm to a sperm bank, and in early 1986, the bank sent what was supposed to be his semen to a fertility clinic to inseminate his wife. The couple had a daughter in December of that year, but soon they realized the baby was not theirs. The husband died last spring, and the woman says dealing with a terminal illness left little time for thinking about lawsuits. But she is suing now, and she says she has lost the only chance she will ever have to bear her husband's baby. That's why she's doing it. Their 3-year-old is now being subjected to racial prejudice, she says, because she looks nothing like her mother. Thousands of striking teachers have paralyzed the West Virginia school system.
Arizona State wins it 83-75.
And oh, how far they've come. Tonight, ASU's basketball team has a lot to be proud of. We'll be right back.
We're going to be here until this issue is resolved. Thank you for being here. I appreciate what you're doing, and we're going to stay together through thick and thin.
The second lowest paid teachers in the United States say they won't back down. For 3 days, thousands of West Virginia teachers have stood by their walkout. The strike is now affecting 40 of the state's 55 school districts. They're protesting because they thought they were going to receive a 10% raise. It turned out to be a hike of only 5%. Looking a little like Greyhound strikers, the teachers are even blocking school buses from running. More violence today in the week-long Greyhound strike. A passing car fired 3 shots at a Greyhound bus in Ohio today. No one was hurt. This incident comes on the same day striking drivers organized memorial services around the country for a colleague who was killed on the picket line. News Channel 3 Nightlines. Oliver North was in court today, but this time as a witness. North was the first witness called to testify against former National Security Advisor John Poindexter. North reluctantly told prosecutors he never concealed his dealings with the Contras from Poindexter or other Reagan administration superiors. The former home of TV evangelist Jim Bakker has burned to the ground. Investigators don't know the cause of the fire in the 5-story lakeside mansion in South Carolina. The home had 3 kitchens, a fish-shaped pool, 25 closets, and yes, even an air-conditioned doghouse. A New Jersey businessman bought the mansion at an auction for $675,000. Something.
Too bad.
It is too bad. We are really excited because this weekend is turning out to be awfully nice for the Grand Prix, and it's going to be cool and pleasant.
It's going to be pleasantly cool. Remember last Grand Prix experience, June? Everybody was out.
It was miserable.
Miserable. Drivers and spectators alike should enjoy the weather. Sunday will be a little breezy and a little cloudy. Northern Arizona may get some showers, but the race isn't in Northern Arizona. It's down here in Phoenix, so it doesn't make any difference. But let's tell you about today and our pollen count. Live shot from St. Mary's Church in the downtown Phoenix area, where all the Grand Prix activity is still going on. 76 juniper today, ash 17, grass 12. Above our level of irritation, our red lime there, and then elm and birch down in the good range. Olive has not popped out yet. It'll be coming up here sometime in later March. High today, 77, 56 the morning low, normal 73 and 46. Right now, 65 degrees at 10 o'clock, 27% humidity, winds west at 5. Barometer is rising, dew point at 30 degrees. Start back east tonight and show you what's going on there. A few showers, some snow around the Great Lakes, mainly in the darker clouds. Those are some snow clouds. Ahead of this front in portions of the upper Great Lakes and then over in New England. Overall, pretty nice night back there. Our situation, these are the clouds that were over our state today. It's now clearing from the west, but out ahead of this little system. Take a look at this very, very large and pronounced thunderstorm complex in the Texas Panhandle and in portions of western Texas. Severe thunderstorms there with large hail, high winds, heavy rain. No reports of any tornadoes, but you can bet they had some real good thunderstorm action going on there this evening. So we said we are clearing out. Take a look at the bigger Pacific picture. But here is the newer and relatively stronger storm for Sunday for the state. However, as we mentioned, most of it will be in northern Arizona. Now, tomorrow, this is Saturday in between storms. Beautiful day statewide, and especially down here in the valley. But then increasing clouds on Sunday. Cooler air with this, and this colder air or cooler air will remain with us for several days. We'll still be in the 60s probably by Tuesday of next week. But as we mentioned, northern Arizona, a few snow flurries, few rain showers out of this. For the southern part of the state, just cloudy, breezy, and cooler through the forecast period. Highest day, 71 at Kansas City and Des Moines. Anchorage with 33, Fairbanks 18, and Honolulu 79. 53 at Pittsburgh and Miami Beach with 77. For Saturday, you can see where that storm is entering the northwest. Temperatures cool down and they warm up through much of the southern and southeast parts of the country, 70s and 80s. Final highs for us today, Payson at 65, Flagstaff 57, Prescott 62, Pine Top 59, Globe Miami 69. Forecast lows tonight, Yuma 50, Prescott 36, and Holbrook 38. Here's our forecast. Decreasing clouds. Overnight low 54. Tomorrow it'll be a beauty, sunny, 73 for Sunday, Grand Prix race day. Increasing clouds, windy and cooler, 68. And we said we will remain cool through the first half of the next week. And it's kind of a pleasant change. We were up in the 80s there for a while. Now we're going to go back down. We're not going into summer yet.
Good. We'll enjoy the cool temperatures as long as we can. Thank you, Jim. Which is healthier, caramel corn or a steak? You will be amazed at the answer. Tonight, Dr. Dina Dell reports on candy that is actually good for you.
Have you called the Valley's press line? There's a lot to find. Like News Channel 3's latest weather forecast. Just call 271-5656, then press 3333.
Remember when Mom used to say candy is bad for you? Well, Dr. Dina Dell has some news about candy that no kid or adult should be without.
When I was a kid, this was public health and nutrition enemy #1, candy. But now we're into the fiber, cholesterol, and fat decade, and candy's not #1 anymore. So let's take a candy break. How do you do that? We go to a candy convention to get a taste of the latest trends.
This is where everything gets seen, and when I get around in the next 2 days, I'll know what to tell you what the new items are. I don't know yet.
A lot of people are turning to popcorn because it's a healthy product. It's high in fiber, low in fat. A typical 8-ounce serving has got more iron than a steak.
They've made such strides in the sugar-free industry. The product is delicious. It really is. There's none of the sugar that's added. It's an all-natural product, and it's good tasting.
Most people that eat candy, I think, are balancing one part of their life to something else. They may exercise, they may eat other proper foods, and it fits in with a good style for what's going on.
So little candy's not going to kill you. Either way, I don't need the stinking machine because I got me some souvenirs from the candy convention. I'm Dr. Dina Dell. See you later.
Candy's good for you. ASU was wonderful today. I couldn't be happier.
Call this one devil of a basketball game, one that Sun Devil fans will remember for a long, long time. We will recap it for you and update you on the U of A's tournament progress next in sports.
It gives you faith in the underdog when you see what happened today with ASU. That was really great.
I've watched the Devils play hoops now, Heidi, for about 6 years. Best game I've ever seen them play. Someday down the road, when, as Bill Frieder predicts, ASU is a college basketball power, people may point to this day as the day Frieder's program turned the corner. The day the Devils recorded one of the great wins in school history by knocking off top-seeded Oregon State in the Pac-10 tournament. ASU jumped out to a quick lead, 15-4, getting many easy baskets on the inside from Isaac Austin, who led the Devils with 19 points and was one of 4 ASU players to score in double figures. But by intermission, Oregon State held a 36-33 advantage. Arizona State was down, but in no way out.
We just played real hard and played smart and shot the ball better.
Much better. The Sun Devils singed the Nets with 70% shooting in the second half. Matt Anderson's three-point field goal tied the game at 60. Also, unlike past games, ASU was not only able to beat the Beavers' press, but was able to convert key baskets as well.
It was like a 3-on-1 after we broke the press, and we felt that we had the odds to just go to the basket and try to score it.
Brian Camper's jam gave ASU a late 7-point lead, but Gary Payton, who led all scorers with 31 points, brought Oregon State to within 4, 77-73.
He played well, but like I said yesterday, I like challenges, and our team likes challenges. Bye-bye, Payton.
And bye-bye Oregon State, as for the first time in the 4-year history of the Pac-10 tournament, the #1 seeded team lost its opening round game. The final numbers, 83-75, Arizona State.
For me, I'll have more up the line, but these kids have not had a lot of victories like this one, and I'm so happy for them.
Up next for ASU, UCLA, tomorrow at 2 p.m. The Bruins dispatched of Oregon today, 94-76, behind Don McClain's 25 points.
We're very pumped up. We just got to go in, play smart like we did tonight, play hard on defense, get back on transition. We can get us a win.
That was Ike Austin, who led the Devils today with 19. Now, the U of A Wildcats made their 1990 tournament debut this evening, and Gil Tyree joins us live at the Activity Center to report on the Cats game with Southern Cal. Gil?
Tim, it wasn't as exciting as the ball game you saw between Arizona State and Oregon State, but this one was over quickly. Let's roll the highlights of this ball game. The U of A taking on Southern Cal, and things were real crazy in the Activity Center. Wildcat fans coming up from Tucson to see this. Going to see Judd Bushler bury a tray from out top. 5-2 Wildcats early, and then Sean Rooks would go baseline, spin 17-6. And you get my drift. Things were really getting crazy. And then USC tried to come back, minor a 3, 19-13, but Matt Othick with a jumper right before the half, 32-21, and U of A goes on to win 80-57 here tonight over Southern Cal. And with me right now is Matt Othick. How do you feel?
Oh, pretty good. It was kind of a sloppy game, but we're just happy to get the win.
Okay, and you look forward to the winner of the game going on right now between California and Stanford.
Right. They're both playing well, and it's kind of hard because you don't know who you're going to play until 1 o'clock. So, you know, we'll just have to get prepared tomorrow morning.
Okay, Matt, thank you. Tim, that'll wrap it up from here. Arizona a winner over Southern Cal by the numbers of 80-57. They move on tomorrow, as does Arizona State.
Okay, Gil, thank you very much. The Suns went to Indiana tonight in quest of their 3rd straight road victory, and like the first 2 games of their current road trip, this one also went down to the wire. It was another big night for Tom Chambers. He had 44 points in Washington the other night, 41 points tonight for TC, 23 coming in the second half as the Suns pull out another squeaker. 134-130. The Suns win their 40th on the year. Suns play the Timberwolves in Minnesota tomorrow night. Elsewhere on the NBA scoreboard, Washington hands the Celtics their 3rd straight home defeat. First time that's happened in 11 years. The Pistons edge the Nets 99-95. Portland wins tonight in Philadelphia. The Atlanta Hawks down Seattle by 10. The Jazz go up over Milwaukee 108-100, and the Lakers are leading Golden State in the 3rd quarter. The Phoenix Grand Prix took to the streets today with practice and qualifying for Sunday's Formula One race. Today's time trials are provisional, so any one of the 30 cars in the field can still qualify for the pole position tomorrow. But the leader after today's trial, Gerhard Berger, a McLaren teammate of Ayrton Senna. Berger had a fast lap today, of 1 minute, 28.6 seconds as he averaged over 95 miles an hour. And there you see the other top qualifiers from today on the streets of Phoenix. ASU tonight a 16-2 baseball winner over Cal as Sean Rees struck out a career-high 17. So Devils were doing it all over the place tonight, Heidi.
Lots of sports. Thank you, Tim. Still ahead tonight, a story that gives new meaning to the words boxer shorts. Instead of losing his shirt in the match, this boxer lost his pants. Finally tonight, what do you do if you're losing a boxing match? Pull down your opponent's shorts. What else? Bazooka Lemon and Sharma Mitchell were fighting last night in Atlantic City when things got, well, a little out of hand. An exasperated Lemon grabbed Mitchell's shorts and tugged. Boxing gloves don't allow much mobility, you see, so Mitchell just sort of stood there while the referee helped out. Don't worry, Mitchell did not get the short end of it. He won by decision, though some in the audience claim he was a knockout. That's going to do it for this edition of News Channel 3. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy the Grand Prix and have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.